A really long time ago, like 15 years or something, there was a movie that came out, and it didn't get very good critical reception and kinda made no dent in the box office, so everyone thought it would fade into obscurity. But what if that movie made such an impact on two people that they bonded over it during their friendship and decided to make a whole podcast about it? And then it goes into the theme song. Like how the movie does that with the Mario theme song.
That's good.
Welcome to No Highway Option. It is a cinema podcast where we answer the one question that applies to every piece of film ever made. Is it better or worse than Vin Diesel's 2005 seminal masterpiece, The Pacifier? I'm one of your hosts, Connor J. Burke, and my favorite Mario power-up would have to be... I know a lot of people hate it, but I really like the spring mushroom from Mario Galaxy. Those levels are fun.
I'm your other host, Luke. Fireball.
Very good. And we have a guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Ian C. Weber. I don't host this podcast. And my favorite Mario power-up, since the spring mushroom was already taken, I'm gonna have to go with the drill power-up from Galaxy 2.
Okay.
There are only 4 levels that use it, but there should have been more.
It's kind of the same thing with the spring, honestly.
Yeah, the spring levels are so good.
They're so fun. So many people hate them. Anyway, in case you couldn't tell from our little discussion there, we're talking the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993, given to us by last week's guest, Kevin Hughes.
Not Kevin McLeod.
No. I guess do I pronounce his name wrong in the outro?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I called him Kevin MacLeod for a while.
I think I say Kevin McLeod.
Sometimes I just say the dude from Incompetech who does the music, and then I just leave it at that.
Yeah. Do you guys have any history with the Mario Brothers movie?
I saw it on vacation when I was a little kid. I would have been 6 when I was at the height of my Mario time. Not that Mario ever really faded, obviously still around, still very big. But when I was 6, I got a hand-me-down NES from my babysitter, and I played it a lot. What?
It's a cool babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
And then when we would go on vacation to the beach in the summer, we would get movies from the library and or Blockbuster. We had the subscription-y thing, so sometimes they'd come in the mail. But I don't know if this was pre-Blockbuster, because that would have been 99.
Blockbuster was around in 99.
I don't know if it was around in the Smith household yet. But yeah, so we would watch we'd have all these movies, and then we spend all day at the beach or whatever, and then you throw in a movie and watch that. And Mario was one of those movies. And I did not remember it as much as I thought I did.
Do you have any history with it, Ian?
Well, the Mario movie and I dated in my early 30s. Ha ha ha, I jest. Funny joke. No, I've never seen it before. This was my first time watching it. I knew pretty much nothing about it going in, other than it was, no matter what I expected, it wouldn't be that.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the whole thing, but I'd seen a bunch of clips and heard so many people talk about it that I kind of knew what to expect going in, but never saw it all pieced together. So it was an exciting watch to finally experience. You guys ready to go into the beat-by-beat analysis of this?
Oh, yeah.
You bet.
All right. First off, an interesting thing. It's a Hollywood Pictures movie, and in case you didn't know, Hollywood Pictures is a Disney imprint. This is a Disney movie. Why is it not on Disney Plus?
Was Hollywood Pictures, that was the chicken one?
No, that was Pathé.
Okay.
See, you could also argue that the Star Wars Holiday Special is a Disney movie, and to my knowledge, that is not on Disney Plus for a very good reason.
Well, yeah, that's George Lucas wanted all of those copies burned.
Joke's on him, I still have my little rip of it off YouTube.
You know, I've
Take
still
that,
never
Lukey
seen
boy.
that one.
Dude, you gotta.
Oh man,
That's what they tell me.
If you love constant Chewbacca dialogue with no subtitles, it's definitely something.
That's the title of my memoirs.
It's like a weird sort of like space fantasy Pee Wee Herman episode.
Oh, that's not giving Pee-wee enough credit. And we can honestly talk about the
Riff
Star
about
Wars
this crazy thing forever.
We'll probably get the Star Wars Holiday Special for Snow Highway option. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So we start with the classic Mario music against a black background, getting you excited, getting you ready, and then we go to what looks like the animation for that meme that was going around a while ago, where it's the dinosaur that goes yee.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
I thought it was pretty solidly NES.
I guess if they were going for NES, but like this is a movie.
Yeah.
It's like I got what they were going for with it, but I feel like if you're gonna go pixel art, go like full pixel art.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were just too many pixels. It kind of looked like a Windows 95 educational game or something, you know?
And like with the dinosaur designs looking bad, and we'll get to more bad looking dinosaurs later, this is only 2 years before Jurassic Park. So like you can't use the time as an excuse.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Dinosaurs all have New York accents. They're eating their leaves, talking about how this is the life, isn't it? And then the meteor hits. But what if the meteor created a parallel dimension where dinosaurs evolve into intelligent and ferocious species? Yeah, man, that sounds like Mario.
I told my mom about the plot of this movie, and she asked me if I was okay.
We then cut from Brooklyn 65 million years ago to Brooklyn 20 years ago, where a woman leaves something on the doorstep of a church. Initially,
a woman who looks very Rita Repulsa.
Oh, I did not register that,
but not like Elizabeth Banks Rita Repulsa. Like,
well, yeah, the big headpiece one.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's right. There's a presumably magic rock with the package. At first, I thought that the package was a baby, but no, it was an egg. But then from that egg hatches a baby.
Yeah.
Double fake out.
So yeah, the first 3 minutes of this has been a roller coaster. Oh, we're also briefly introduced to Koopa, played by Dennis Hopper, he's Bowser. Koopa's the Japanese name for him.
Okay. All right.
Or King Koopa, usually.
Fun fact, turns out that Bowser actually does exist as a character in the movie. Spoiler alert, the benevolent king who returns to the throne at the end, the dude who was Fungus, turns out apparently he's King Bowser, and King Koopa is different.
Oh.
Which, I guess because the movie gets its own canon, they can get away with that.
Yeah.
They were really trying for a sequel.
I feel like Nintendo kind of just went, just do whatever. Like, you'll have fun. So now we're in modern Brooklyn, and we meet Bob Hoskins as Mario and John Leguizamo as Luigi.
Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yeah. Bob Hoskins looks like Mario.
He really does.
Like, that's weirdly perfect casting.
I would kill another human being to play this role. It's what I kept thinking. Not
What, just
Mario as an entity, not Mario in a different movie.
just Bob
This
Hoskins
version of Mario, played by Bob Hoskins this time.
So you can walk around and just be like, I don't believe anything,
Hey,
Luigi.
what are you doing, you mook?
Also, John Leguizamo is only 5'8", so I'd say he's more of an average height green plumber. It's a joke for 4 people. Yeah, Luigi believes in a lot of just outlandish stuff, and Mario, who's his adopted father, even though they're the Mario brothers, is like, you don't need to believe in all that. You don't need to believe in all that.
You gotta believe in pipes and toilets, and that's it.
This movie with plumbing, it fetishizes plumbing in a way that I've only seen in Baywatch talking about lifeguards.
I was gonna say, this talks about plumbing, but then has all the adventure stuff, but like, every time they said, like, oh, we're plumbers, and then do some adventure thing, I'm like, is this like the Ben 10 plumbers, where they were, like, not actually plumbers? But no, then they're just like, we're gonna tighten these 6 screws, and that's gonna save the day.
And it's like they wanted to use plumbing as, like, an important thematic element in the narrative, but it's just, like, they just tighten a couple bolts. Like, they don't even really do any, like, particularly high-level plumbing, you know? There's some leaky pipes. They get a wrench, they fix it. End of story. Go home.
And, like, there's not a single clogged toilet, and you would think, like, a kid's movie about plumbers, that'd be full of it.
I need more clogged toilets. More of them.
I think it's like peak video games have just arrived and your parents do not understand them. You are a kid and you love it. You know about Mario jumping on Mushroom Men, and your parents think of it like Pokemon.
Clogged toilet could have been the post-credit scene. It could have been like,
That's true.
They go to unclog a toilet and a little Goomba head pops up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See,
I watched a TikTok the other day.
oh, I'm
where
sorry.
It was like, this kid was like, I can't wait until this generation is fully in charge of making ads, because it'll be stuff like this. And then it was like for Colgate, but it was just like nonsense, you know? It was like his face
Gen Z
fucking
humor.
melted through it. He was like, Colgate, you know? It was weird. It was weird meme nonsense. And I think that level of just like no idea what's happening was the theme of this movie.
Yeah. No, I genuinely believe I will die on this hill that these producers have never played a Mario game and were instead handed a 40-page instructional booklet from Nintendo on who these characters are without pictures. So, like, because all the personalities are more or less accurate. Like, Mario is a plumber. Luigi exists. Daisy is there. King Koopa's a bad guy, right? Goombas have round heads.
Trait. Plumber.
Exactly, and it's like, what they couldn't have just once like called up their nephew and been like, "Hey, you got one of those Nintendos that I can try out? It's for work."
Yeah.
But instead, we got like,
excuse
this.
Hey, Johnny, who is this Mario people keep talking about?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, who's Mr. Mario? Know anything about him?
It's like that thing people talk about whenever whenever people are playing a video game in a movie or a TV show. It's always like there's no attempt to make it a real thing. It's just somebody holding a controller and like slapping all the buttons and going like this.
So I mean, they could have just grabbed a clip of me playing Street Fighter and it would have been the same thing.
It's like It's like a knocked up when they're playing an Xbox game and they're both holding N64 controllers.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird
exactly
thing.
That.
Or 40-year-old virgin, whatever. So we find out that the rival plumbers and contractors are the Scapellis, and the Scapellis are trying to shut down an NYU bone dig in the middle of Brooklyn. So Scapelli's grumpy.
He is. And also, did the place that needed the plumbing done, did they call every plumber in the city and the first one who shows up gets the job? Is that how plumbing works?
That's
Yeah, you don't.
I was wondering the same
You've
thing.
never
Like
done
when
that.
he
You've never ordered 2 pizzas and been like, all right.
Or it's like when he picks up the payphone and he has a voicemail on the payphone. Did anyone else catch that?
I think you can.
No.
Like, I'm not
dial
making
your
that up,
No,
right?
I remember that part, but like you can dial your voicemail.
Can you?
Like my voice.
Oh yeah, that's true.
My
You used to be
voicemail
able to-
box like has a full
Oh.
number attached to it, but
I didn't know you could get to it from like a payphone.
because it's like cell phones, it's like just press 1.
Fair enough, yeah.
We also see these 2. Before their names got introduced, I just wrote 2 dipshits every time. Spike and Iggy.
Love them.
Koopa. They're ordered by King Koopa to kidnap a girl, presumably Daisy, and they do some like Three Stooges work. They keep kidnapping the wrong girl. There's been like 6 girl kidnappings in Brooklyn, and nobody bats an eye.
Because all they're looking for is a girl with 2 arms, 2 legs, and 1 head.
Which, in my experience, is most of them.
Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. A favorite joke was while Luigi was checking the voicemail, Mario angrily walks out of an Italian restaurant with a water bottle screaming, "Everybody's got tap water." I don't know why I found that so funny, but it tickled me just right. Luigi's too nervous to ask Daisy out. We meet Daisy, by the way, but Mario helps Luigi ask Daisy out, and they're doing the bone dig because iridium was found in a rock, which might have been the meteorite that killed all the dinosaurs. Yeah, man.
And this is only, what, like 10, 15 minutes into the
this
film?
kind of just plows through. The Scapellis were blasting to try to clear out the bone dig by flooding it, but luckily the Mario Brothers are plumbers, so they can fix huge floods.
And remind me what exactly the Scapellis wanted with that
To
bone
build
dig?
development there.
Generic
I don't know.
bad guy entrepreneur syndrome.
They had the air rights.
Okay.
Ah.
And Spike and Iggy end up actually kidnapping Daisy. They knock out the brothers to take her, and they find this weird CGI sand wall portal that they jump through.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
is.
The choice, I'd like to have been in the room where somebody made the choice. We want Daisy's face to come through the wall in a butthole.
It was a little bit like, what's that movie with like was it Terminator 2? I cannot remember. It had like a metal face like jutting out of someplace, and it's like CG, like early
Yes.
90s
Yeah.
reflective CG. Was that the one?
Yeah, where like the T-1000 or 1,000,000 or whatever has like the holes in its face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking it kind of looked like the sand face from Mummy. Like the
Yeah,
big
that
face
too.
in the sandstorm.
Hmm.
Also not appealing.
Yeah.
So now the Mario Brothers go through the portal and they're in Dino Hatton. It's the real name of it.
Hey, I mean, bonus 1,000,000 points for creativity.
Yeah.
Dino
nailed it.
Hatton.
My one note for it is "Welcome to the Mushroom Kingdom," scribbled out Dino Dimension.
Yeah.
There's, some Mario Easter eggs around. It says, like, Koopa Square. There's a store sign that says Thwomp. One of the clubs is Bullet Bills. All that. It kind of just looks like the alternative 2015 from Back to the Future 2.
Yeah. And one of my notes is, keeping in line with like late 80s, early 90s cheese, is that this kind of feels like a cross between Ghostbusters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
They did specify that they wanted it to be like Ghostbusters. I was looking at the wiki. They actually even offered
Yeah.
Harold Ramis the chance to direct it.
Huh.
And apparently, looking back, he was like, that was the best career decision I've ever made.
I would love to see what his take on it would have been.
Yeah.
Hopefully something different.
I do think some of these characters and the way the costumes and the way that they had them, the Goombas in particular, did have a very TMNT feel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure exactly what was happening there, but in my head, it was they were in a suit and the head was just their little hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what I imagine.
That and Bowser's, King Koopa's bizarre running joke where he wants to order a pizza. Like, of all the things that Bowser is known to do, such as breathe fire, stand on bridges above lava, you'd think you could do something, specifically with that latter bit, standing on a bridge above lava. But instead they're like, you know what's hilarious? Pizza. There is nothing funnier than calling for a pizza.
Luigi constantly, like, every 4 scenes will do something where I'll be like, don't do that! And Luigi's like, I got a feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's all about learning to trust your instincts. I don't know.
Learning to trust your brother / dad.
Fungus.
Yeah. King Koopa wants Daisy's necklace to merge the dimensions and destroy mammal kind. But, he can't do that if, these plumbers are here. Like, half the time when Dennis Hopper talks, he sounds like Dr. Evil. Did anyone else get that?
I see it. Hear it, I guess. I thought he was taking the movie more seriously than anyone else.
Oh, he was. Well, and apparently Bob Hoskins, at least, and maybe John Leguizamo, I'm not sure, but at least Bob Hoskins was drunk a lot on set.
Honestly, it works. Like, he is hands down the best part of this movie for many, many reasons. Apparently, he was miserable. He hated working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, you know, if I had any self-respect, I would too. But no, he was just hands down. Like, he was phenomenal.
He did a fantastic job. There's an old lady mugger who's like, if you don't have weapons, I do, give me your Koopa coin. But she gets thrown off a bridge and then carjacks someone. There's a lady who steals the rock necklace. Oh yeah, that's Big Bertha.
What does she say before she gets hurled off the bridge? Does she say bats? Does she say rats?
Probably rats. We meet Big Bertha, who steals the rock necklace and activates her rocket jump boots.
She's Peach, right?
No, she's Big Bertha. And do you know what Mario character is also named Big Bertha? Because it's in one of the... They're called it in one game, and then they're called something else in the rest of them.
It's one of the mini bosses in Mario 2, right?
I think 3.
3.
But it's a big red fish.
Oh, that one. Yeah, they're cheeps and everything
She's
else.
Supposed to be...
She works so much better as Peach, though.
See, I thought she was Birdo.
Yeah.
I don't know, I shipped it hard.
Yeah.
We get to meet a shitty acoustic guitar man that sings an obnoxious song. Surprise, it's Toad?
Yeah.
It's not. Like
new genre fashion Toad punk. Like...
I don't know. I feel like Toad could have just been like Short Round from Indiana Jones. He could have just been like a little kid sidekick waddling around with the Mario Brothers, and it would have been fun.
But instead he had to be like leading the rebellion, but not mostly just like playing sort of Wonderwall and being in jail.
Leading the rebellion towards a Mayday Parade concert. And Toad gets de-evolved into a Goomba. And the Goomba designs, while the puppetry is impressive, while it looks interesting, it's backwards.
Yes.
It's supposed to be big head, little body.
Yeah.
Not big body, little head.
Such a weird thing to mess up that way.
Yeah.
It's like the most base... Like, it's weird that half the time when people are Koopas, they look like humans. Because, like, Koopas is the turtles. But that's fine. But, like, the Goomba is just... It's so... Whatever.
I feel like that perfectly encapsulates this entire movie, though. It's like they commit so hard to getting everything so fundamentally wrong that about 20 minutes into the film, I stopped pretending it was a Mario movie and started thinking it was some like weird. Like, do you remember those Team Star Kid musicals, like the Harry Potter musical parody and all that? It started to feel like that.
Like they were doing it on purpose.
Yeah, like they were deliberately just getting everything backwards just for ha-has.
Yeah, the head and the body, one's supposed to be little, one's supposed to be big. I think we'll get it.
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
Well, this is when we see or hear the Mario Brothers are Mario and Luigi Mario scene.
Stupid.
Yeah, but you know what?
But I loved it.
The thing's called Mario Brothers. I give them credit for that. And then in walks Koopa pretending to be their lawyer in jail. But then he's not, and he's like a germaphobe. There's also
quick.
There's also a point when they get their mugshots and the cameras in this world look like sniper rifles.
The whole police thing was interesting. They shoved him in the cop car that was built like the Zipper fair ride.
Yeah.
The door was the same.
And it
also,
had like the little bumper card.
A side theory about this movie is that it's a social commentary on right now.
I honestly,
with the Lizard King being Trump, and they're all about police brutality.
The thing is, it's 27 years earlier.
I know.
There were so many guns in this movie.
There were a lot of guns.
So many guns. And I was like, his power is jumping?
Fireball.
Fireball?
Nowadays, he's a cat sometimes.
Yeah.
I think by by 93, I think we had Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
So he could have been Squirrel
raccoon.
or Frog.
Or Statue.
Yeah.
Apparently, Goombas are the Cretaceous forms. So, Koopa has this thing called the De-Evolver, where he puts people in the De-Evolver and flips it to some dinosaur era, and it turns them into Goombas. Okay. I don't know how to fight this.
The De-Evolver itself is a plot hole, because it also has the ability to evolve, but not to a specific year, just to future. So you could theoretically, like, put yourself in the Evolver a couple dozen times over, become, like, infinitely smart, and then just conquer the world that way.
Yeah. Well, and, like...
this whole movie could have been over in 10 minutes.
When they evolve, later they evolve Spike and Iggy, there's no physical evolution. It's just they talk like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yeah, I don't think they got any smarter. I think it was a vocabulary machine.
Yeah.
This is a dictionary that you go inside.
Yeah.
Also, the Mario Brothers start to de-evolve Koopa, but they kind of just make him more angry.
Right.
Like that's
another thing that I don't feel like they did anything with.
Yeah, but the Goombas have fireball launchers, and
this could have been... I was going to say, this could have been the perfect place to do the first of many bits where Bowser, King Koopa, discovers he's standing on top of a bridge with lava beneath him. And they just, like, push a button. You know, this could have been, like, one of 12 moments where he falls in a pit of lava.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when we first meet the Fungus. Just kind of see it around, and Mario comments that it's a building with athlete's foot. Sure.
See, why does Mario get so many good one-liners? Strange one-liners, but good ones.
Because something had to be entertaining. I like to think
that he made them up.
Yeah.
That he was just wandering around drunk. And some of this was, like, practical effects. So he's walking around, and that's a Bob Hoskins thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario somehow knows how to drive this alternate dimension Mad Max bumper car police car. There's a big old car chase. At one point, their car ends up on top of another car, like it's the Muppet movie.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a bumper car thing. Like, they can invent a de-evolver machine, but they can't invent the internal combustion engine.
Oh my god. Dinosaurs. They got no fossils. They got no fossil fuels. They got no gas.
Oh!
I just realized that.
Whoa! Okay,
Okay.
That's surprisingly smart.
Alright, score one for the movie.
There were so many smart people who made this movie. Why did it turn out so dumb? This movie lowered my IQ by like 50 points.
Yeah, man. There's 6 years before pod racing, Bob Hoskins gets to say, "Now this is driving." There's sorry, I read my note for it and it made me laugh because I guess I was only half paying attention, but Mario Brothers high five. Did anybody catch what they say when they high five?
Glug glug glug.
Oh, okay.
It is.
I must have missed the first G because I wrote leg, 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 leg.
I just heard lug.
It's supposed to sound like the 1-Up sound.
Oh,
Or
I thought it was
the
like
Super Mushroom sound.
I thought it was like because
No.
of plumbing.
No, seriously, it's supposed to sound like the Super Mushroom sound when they go
Oh
big.
man, that's even better.
That's ridiculous. The car drives off a cliff, but the fungus saves them, but Mario doesn't believe it. It was his driving.
This is when we find out that the whole world in Dinosaur World is just Manhattan and then sand.
I mean, that's what people who live in Manhattan think of Manhattan.
As someone who lives outside of Manhattan and there is sand everywhere, I can confirm. It's just sand. It's all been sand.
Just such an
All the
interesting choice.
It's been
There's
sand this
even
whole time.
right from the beginning of Mario, you have all these like water worlds. You have all these like there's just, I don't know. There's even some tree stuff. Lots of bricks.
Yeah.
We picked just Manhattan, and then everything else is sand.
You don't have a city level until 2017 for Mario.
Yeah.
There's Koopa's, taking a mud bath and very Dr. Evil sounding. He's, you know what I love about mud? It's clean and dirty at the same time.
And I mean, like, aren't we all? But come on, what does that even mean?
I can't argue with you. I guess you're right about that, Dennis.
I can argue because mud is never clean. It's just dry, dirty.
But, like, with the exfoliation.
That doesn't make
That's
it
a
clean,
cleaning.
though.
But is that just loose dinosaur mud?
I don't know, man. Also, he has an assistant lady named Lena, who I also thought was Birdo. I just kept waiting for Birdo in this.
She's not
Kept waiting
based
for
on
her to be
anyone, is
somebody.
she? Lena's just kind of there.
She's a somebody at the end. For a
Right,
second.
but like she's not a reference to some like obscure Mario character.
Nope. She's her own character.
And that's Aunt Petunia, yeah?
Yeah.
Same actress.
Wait, is it actually?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're right.
Daisy gets a purple dress, and the Mario Brothers are now stuck in the desert. But Daisy gets to meet a gross-looking tiny dinosaur friend that's supposed to be Yoshi.
I don't know. I think his proportions were weird, but he was kind of cute.
Something about him I didn't like.
I think it was the fact that it was the only like cartoonish looking thing in the whole movie with the big eyes like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it reads as a cartoon, and everything else is like some leftover props from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, you know?
Yeah. There's a Koopa line again. They say little girls never forget the first time they're kissed by a lizard.
Which is something we've all heard.
I mean, that's called trauma.
I remember when I was young, and my parents sat me down, and my mom told me that I would never forget my first time being kissed by a lizard.
Oh yeah, Daisy's the princess of this dimension, and she had the magical rock necklace that Big Bertha now has, and that is the key to putting inside the meteorite to merge the dimensions.
Because it just is.
Because it is. And now it's time for Spike and Iggy to get captured by Mario Brothers and help them get the rock back from Big Bertha. Again, it's the fish.
Yeah.
The Mario Brothers are wearing Lady Koopa suits. Alright. Around this point, all of my notes just end with okay? Question mark? Because I don't know what else to say about it.
I thought it was weird that they could not get the colors right until the last second.
Yeah.
They were building up to the big reveal.
But why?
Christmas colors. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, what was the point in putting them in, gold and red?
Yeah, it's like mustard, yellow, and pink, almost.
Yeah, and I was like, those are perfectly fine suits if you want to make sure that everyone on the planet knows that you have no idea who Mario is.
There's one point where we find out that the gold coins are also called coupons, but like Koop.
Is hilarious. That's top tier comedy right there.
Bertha demands that Mario dance with her to get the rock necklace, and Bob Hoskins is just delivering funny faces. He's just making funny faces this whole dance sequence.
He goes, oh, yeah, I have a note about that specifically under my list of things that are bonkers, which actually comprises all of the notes I took on this movie. The dancing scene where Mario asks the woman politely to hit him again, and she says, dance with me and I'll hit you as much as you like. That was perhaps the most bonkers thing.
This whole thing.
I just really want her to be Peach.
She's not. Peach is not in this.
She was so much more fun than Daniela.
Peach was being saved for the sequel. Oh yeah, we didn't even mention Daniela. Mario went on a date with a girl. Her name Daniela.
Fun fact about that. Her middle name is Pauline, which was
the
name
okay.
of Mario's
There it
girlfriend
is.
in Donkey Kong.
In this club scene, Mario steals the rock from Big Bertha and leaves, and another song starts, and I started to write down, man, they should play Walk the Dinosaur, because that would be a dumb joke. And then the song was Walk the Dinosaur. And I was like, alright.
Does he just leave, or does he get helped by this woman who is a fish who he's having a now affair with? And run away on moon boots.
He does run away on moon boots. And then after this is the Cooper ordering a pizza scene. He's got some kind of special because he's, in charge. I don't know. And the fungus ball is Daisy's... There's a fungus ball over a throne, and it's Daisy's dad.
Daisy's dad is Indian food.
He...
You know the potato thing? I'm thinking of a very specific thing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about.
But I couldn't unsee it. And now she is talking to this man, and he is that food.
And you're like, curry.
Yeah, he de-evolved so hard, he became fungus.
Me when I de-evolve so hard and become fungus.
That feel. And now, finally, they get their iconic suits, kind of, and their rocket jumping boots. And the Mario Brothers can be the Mario Brothers. But first, Iggy and Spike Koopa have to come in and call King Koopa a fascist and the enemy of the proletariat.
Yeah, because this movie is a social commentary.
Commentary on today.
And Lena,
also, I was just going to say, I love how they chose Iggy and Spike to be the henchmen, because Iggy is one of Bowser's sons. He's real. Spike is a minor enemy in Mario 3 and Super Mario World.
Isn't he he throws up a ball?
He pukes balls and then throws them at you, yeah.
I thought they were going to be the Hammer Bros for a minute.
That would have been fun.
That would have been nice, yeah.
They're saving them all up for the sequel.
Instead, they were Kyle Mooney and Beck Bennett.
Oh, I want to see that now.
Well, when they were dumb, I was like, oh man, this is a very Kyle Mooney and Beck Bennett thing. And then they got smart, and I was like, oh, maybe there'll be something else. And they weren't. They were just that, but more.
Yeah. I would kill for that now. The Lena wants to merge the dimensions without Koopa because she's frustrated or something. Mario and Luigi are in an elevator trying to get to King Koopa, and it gets crowded by Goombas. So how do they escape? Make them dance.
Like in the Mario game.
Hey, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix was a game.
It sure was.
There's one Goomba that still has a harmonica, and that way you can tell it's Toad.
A harmonica and a heart of gold.
Yeah, he's still a good guy. Yoshi attacks Lena with its tongue, so, like, they got something right. Yoshi do have tongue.
I feel like
I thought he was going to eat her, and it would have been better if he ate her and then shit out an egg.
Yeah.
But instead, he just sucked on her toes.
And it's like, it's definitely one of those moments where you can tell that the writers are working on this movie and they go, oh crap, we forgot about this thing from the Nintendo book. It says here,
Yoshi have tongue.
Yoshi have tongue. Toes?
At one point, Mario is reminded of Daniela, and he screams, Daniela, I promised to take her to WrestleMania. It's... Yeah. I guess he did.
A man of honor.
The Mario Brothers froze the pipes so we could get a sled chase between
so fast
Goombas.
they froze the pipes.
What's up?
Yeah.
They froze the pipes immediately.
Yeah,
There's
man.
icicles hanging. Like, did we even see them doing the freezing of the pipe?
I don't think so. Maybe the pipes were just frozen, but I don't know, man. This is like this is close enough to the end of the movie where I'm fully checked out and kind of just like blank staring at the screen, and like some of the information is going to my head and the rest is bouncing off my eyes.
Oh, man. I was so in it. We got to come back to another one of those princess scenes where this movie does a better job of the team up side character princesses than Wreck-It Ralph 2.
This movie does a lot of things better than Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I'm not saying that Wreck-It Ralph 2 would have been better if Jasmine was just standing in the corner chain smoking for the whole movie, but it probably would have been better.
Lena gets to the meteorite, but gets big electrocuted, and
The best part about that scene is that all Daisy can come up with is, yikes.
yeah, she attaches the meteorite and then gets skeletized because only Daisy can stand the force of the meteorite, meaning this is the Power Stone from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I went a different movie with it. I said that she got marved into the wall.
Yeah, it's similar prop. There's also a very good little Bob-omb prop. I like the little Bob-omb prop.
Love the little Bob-omb prop.
That was cool. Even though
Love that it says...
later it's revealed he's wearing Reeboks.
Yes!
So weird!
So weird.
I was like, what? Is this product placement or just like a weird non-sequitorial joke at this point? I genuinely can't even
Yeah,
tell.
what's the
That
commentary
thing
on
looked
that one, Luke?
hand-painted. What?
Yeah.
What's the commentary on that one?
Man, it's, well, he, let's see. He lives in a big tower. He's clearly the Donald Trump, this guy.
No,
he lives in a big
I'm
tower.
just talking about
he is the oppressor of the
I'm
proletariat.
just talking about the wind-up bomb wearing Reebok sneakers.
The wind-up bomb wearing Reebok sneakers is to illustrate how explosive our dependence on capitalism has become.
I see.
Okay. The dimension...
Didn't expect me to have something, did ya?
No. The dimensions begin to merge, and we get the ending of Infinity War. Like, that's just what the effect is. They fade into the new dimension. There's destroyed Twin Towers imagery.
That was a shot. That was a shot they did.
Big oh no.
That was...
Huge oof.
On today's list of things that have not aged well.
Koopa shoots Scapelli with the de-evolution ray and turns him into, in his words, monkey. And like,
it was really the full character arc.
and Scapelli never gets turned back, so he's just a monkey now.
And, speaking of monkeys, I think a monkey must have typed out the credits, because they misspelled chimpanzee in the credits.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. Mario finally trusts the fungus and uses a mushroom to absorb the de-evolution ray. Sure.
That's what mushrooms do.
Fine.
They don't make you grow tall and strong, they make you not evolve.
Daisy and Luigi take the little rock out of the meteorite so the dimensions separate again, and Toad Goomba helps out. He makes the other Goombas dance by playing the water level theme on the harmonica?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, man.
Dance, Goomba dance.
This was the point where I wrote, I feel dumber.
So weird. The whole dancing thing is so odd, and it just comes up so organically.
It's super weird.
Yeah.
Everything. Like, de-evolution gun is super weird. And the fact that the de-evolution guns look like the super scope weapon you pick up in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Is just bizarre. I
also went through, like, the peaks and valleys of feeling like Mario was going to jump on someone's head.
Yeah.
And as soon as the Goombas showed up and they were so big, I was like, not going to happen. Gotta get those shows back down. And then Moon Boots showed up. And I was like, oh, definitely, there's going to be at least one with their little heads.
And there was nothing.
There was none.
Nothing.
Nothing whatsoever.
The Mario Brothers de-evolve Koopa, and after the little Reebok Bob-omb blows up, Koopa is now a bad CGI T-Rex. So they shoot him again, and he just melts into goop. The primordial ooze. He is what creates the Ninja Turtles. I don't know, man. Daisy's dad returns, and he goes, I love those plumbers. He kind of looks like Prince Charles, I think. Or maybe I don't know what Prince Charles looks like. Full disclosure, but that's what I first thought. Daisy can't leave Dino Hatton for reasons, so Luigi and Daisy get a sad goodbye.
Ugh, I wanted one. This would have been the perfect placement of a "you fucking mook" from Mario. After he was like, if you cared about it, you'd understand that. And then, "you fucking mook."
And then we cut to 3 weeks later. Daniela and Mario are making dinner and watching a news report about them. The news report that airs 3 weeks later, but acts like it just happened. Weird. But then Daisy's back, and she needs their help. And Mario will believe anything now. The end.
That's what we call growth, friends.
Yeah.
Big old sequel bait. And then, did you watch the credit scene?
I didn't. Was there a credit scene?
Yeah, it's at the very end, and it's...
I watched it, and I don't even remember what happened.
There's two Japanese guys who are like, we at Nintendo would love to make a game based on your adventures.
Yeah,
what should we
and
call
it? Was
it? And it pans over, and it's Iggy and Spike, and they're like, game should be called Super Koopa Cousins.
Yeah, now you mention it, yeah, I definitely remember that scene. I definitely remember watching it thinking,
huh?
I'd play that game. I wouldn't like it, but I'd play it.
See,
yeah, I'd play it.
I would play I would play a Mario game where it's all based off this movie.
I'm surprised there wasn't.
Nintendo didn't care about this movie. Like, there's no Nintendo logo at the beginning. Like, there's really no Nintendo anywhere besides, like, the Mario character. They didn't give a damn.
I kind of feel like maybe Nintendo must have thought that feature films were just not how you make money off of video game properties. And I mean, in a way, they're right. Like, clearly Nintendo's doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
yeah.
they do stuff like assume that, you know, nobody will want an HD game console, or nobody will want to play Mario games on their smartphone. Or, you know, things that are just, like, objectively incorrect.
Well, yeah.
I think it's interesting to, like, look back, because even, like, when you look at games as a whole, as where we've been in the past 30 some odd years, and this is very much the beginning of it, and I think you're spot on with, like, they just didn't think much of this isn't going to be a thing, nobody's going to want to make a movie out of this, and nobody's going to see it, and this whole thing exploded out of it. you know?
And now they're all in. They're like, Shigeru Miyamoto and the team at Nintendo is heavily working with Illumination on the next Mario movie, which is, it's not going to be as interesting as this. It can't.
Yeah.
Like, this is a garbage fire and stupid and weird, but it's interesting at least. The Illumination Mario movie is just going to make the Toads the minions, and, like, Paul Rudd is going to voice Mario.
Yeah.
I do like Paul Rudd.
Yeah, but he's a bad choice for Mario.
Yeah.
This was fun, at least, I will say.
It is.
Like,
I would watch
a good
this again.
movie? No, probably not. But is it a blast? Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's definitely
This
something.
might just be one of my new favorite films.
Do we want to move on to our specific criteria?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. First up, how's the soundtrack? Nah.
I thought it fit. I thought it was fun. Your original Mario stuff is very minimal, very plunky.
Yeah.
And this, it doesn't have a lot of your big name stuff, but it does. It's there when I need it to be.
Right. The credit song actually was written for Hocus Pocus, but was slapped onto this instead.
I think this is a better movie than Hocus Pocus.
Well, yeah. Yeah, this isn't lauded like the Second Coming of Christ like Hocus Pocus is. So, like, this definitely feels better half the time.
Yeah, honestly, most of the soundtrack wasn't super memorable to me. Like, I agree, I wish there had been more quotes from Mario music, especially because at that point we had 4 main series Mario titles, not counting the handhelds. And so, like, there's definitely some material you could have pulled from. And, like, but, like, Alan Silvestri is so good.
Yeah, he did do the score, which is interesting.
Yeah, like, I can't believe they got him to do the score for this. And then he wrote not a single memorable theme from it. Especially when, like, at that time, hummable movie themes were all the rage.
Yeah, and Alan Silvestri was just churning them out.
Yeah.
And it's weird, man. Next, where does the main actor land on the dieselometer of charm and talent? What did you guys think? Because I have one, I guess Bob Hoskins' Mario is the main character, considering he is Mario.
I think that this comfortably sits somewhere in the, like, the Facebook, Instagram, like, I'm not sure which has more of them, but it's like a 50-50-ish split. The memes that Vin Diesel puts out of himself, I guess you can't really all the way call them memes because they're, like, supposed to be inspirational. He does this kind of stuff all the time where, like, it'll be like the shadow of an elephant on the savannah, and then it'll be a quote from him that he thinks is super deep. And they're not good traditionally as things. They're not exactly good always in the way that he wants them to be, but they provide a lot of fun and enjoyment from time to time. And you can tell that there has been a weirdly strong amount of thought and work, just all applied to the wrong places.
Okay. Ian, what do you think?
Bob Hoskins as Mario is off the charts in terms of charm and talent. I also feel it is unfair to compare him to Vin Diesel. For Vin Diesel in that film, in The Pacifier, I would not describe as charming in the traditional sense, more so charming in the, Vin Diesel is doing this now sense. So I feel that a direct comparison is challenging, but there's an exceeding amount of something going on.
Okay, I put down, it sounds like an incredible idea on paper. Like, you read it and it's like, Bob Hoskins is Mario. This also applies to the whole movie. but like Bob Hoskins is Mario, John Leguizamo is Luigi. It's going to be like an adventure movie, but it's going to have the 90s setting. It's going to be like this new thing, but it's going to keep the old things. And on paper, you're like, this sounds great. This sounds like a great idea. Then it's just really confusing and loud and kind of out of place in its execution. So it's like Fast and Furious supercharged at Universal Parks.
Oof.
Next up, did I like this as a child, or would I have liked it as a child? I can never get that right. No, this would have scared me, and I would have been very, this is not Mario the entire time.
I loved it. All I could remember was that I loved it. But this came out peak of Mario for me.
Well, in 1993, I was busy not existing. But when I was a child, my favorite movie was Flubber, starring Robin Williams. So, with that in mind, this could have potentially overtaken Flubber as young Ian C. Weber's favorite feature film of all time. Barring Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which will forever hold a special place in my heart.
Oh, Thomas and the Magic Railroad, man.
I've never seen it.
Dude, you gotta...
It's oof.
That's what I keep hearing.
It was a VHS I definitely played a lot of. Alec Baldwin is out of his mind.
He was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
What has the director gone on to do? This is a team of directors, Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel. Rocky Morton hasn't really done anything since this. Annabelle has gone on to do commercials, a TV show of a bunch of live concerts, and the feature film Tell It to the Bees, which all I got on Wikipedia was it was about lesbians. So, like, good for her.
Not about the directors, but one of the writers, Ed Solomon, went on to write Men in Black after this.
All right, I can see
along with
the influences.
Along with X-Men, Charlie's Angels, Paradise Now. He had just come off of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So yeah,
makes
more
sense
fun
with
facts.
this.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that he couldn't have got there without the help of the Mario movie.
Yeah. Was there anything as memorable for you as the Peter Panda dance from the Pacifier?
The Goombas as a whole.
The one exchange where Luigi goes, "Hey Mario, I think it's trying to show us something." And Bob Hoskins goes, "Luigi, it's a mushroom." I watched that scene like 10 times in a row. I just died laughing.
For me, it was just Dennis Hopper as King Koopa the entire time. Because he was a weird dude.
Yeah.
Who is the Brad Carrot / Carol Kane insane, memorable side character in this film? Big Bertha.
I gotta give it to Toad, man. He... Even when he wasn't a real guy no more, he went and made the steamed veggies.
Don't like this Toad.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to second the Big Bertha thing. She deserved to be in more of this movie.
Yeah, they kind of set up that she was going to be part of the finale somehow, and then she wasn't.
She wasn't around.
I would be willing to bet there was an extra, 45 minutes of content that had her that just ended up on the cutting room floor.
Release the Bertha cut.
Release the Bertha cut!
And last but not least, is there anything as batshit insane in this film as the Sound of Music subplot from the Pacifier, which, in case you don't remember, is a 1 or 2 scene subplot in which the principal and vice principal find a Nazi armband in Seth, the boy Vin Diesel is watching's locker, and discover Seth has bleached his hair blonde. Everyone thinks he's a Nazi, so Vin Diesel follows him, and finds out he's only playing Rolf in a community theater production of The Sound of Music. I said the whole movie.
Yeah, same.
I say the choice to fixate on Brooklyn and Manhattan. Because I think that they made this choice based on Bob Hoskins, which is rad. You know, he does a really good job. But also, Mario isn't like that style of I'm here, I'm giving you a pizza. He's not that guy. He's very much more like a
He's just
I don't know. It's a
he's
it's
just
a
a
different
portly Italian
stereotypical
man who
Italian
jumped
accent.
on mushroom.
Right.
Yeah. But also, like, now that you've picked this Brooklyn thing, you have decided that the world is Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And
And
boy,
now
oh
the
boy,
flip side world is only Brooklyn.
Not only
did they
insane.
commit to that?
you decided not only to run with it, but to drive it into the ground.
Commit to the bit.
All right, and Ian, do you have a ranking for this?
A ranking for this. I would give this probably like... Is there like a numerical scale
Whatever
that we're
you want.
using
It's
for this?
nonsense.
All right. I would give this 8 1-ups out of 3. I think this movie was a masterpiece, albeit an unintentional one. I think my life has been profoundly affected, for better or for worse, by my experience with this film, and I will recommend it to nearly all of my friends, colleagues, and enemies in the foreseeable future.
I said that it's not my place to give it a rating, because you gotta trust the fungus.
Oh, God.
You fucking mook. And it's not better than the pacifier, but it's way better than it gets credit for, and I loved it.
I gave it 2 Koopa Special pizzas out of 12. It's definitely something to watch. It's a lot of fun to discuss with friends. I feel like it's more fun watching with people than watching alone. And it's definitely worse than the pacifier. And that's that for our discussion on Super Mario Bros. The movie from 1993. Now it's time for us to play the Coming Attractions game, where Ian has the next movie for our next episode, and he's going to give us clues, and we can see if we'll guess it.
All right. This movie came out the same year as the smash hit cult classic Super Mario Bros. It is, in a way, the exact inverse of the pacifier.
Okay.
It was directed by Chris Columbus. I'm not going to give you all the actors' names, but it does have Sally Field, Pierce Brosnan, Harvey Fierstein.
Oh my god, what Chris Columbus movie was in 1993?
Music by Howard Shore.
Is Cop in the title somewhere?
No.
Okay. Oh my god! Oh, I know it! Oh, cool! He didn't say the biggest actor.
Yes.
Okay. As everyone listening knows by now, I'm terrible at this.
It's a game I created for me, but I have fun with it. Is there a very famous greeting associated with this movie? Maybe a way someone says a greeting.
I believe so. It's been a hot minute.
Oh man, I'm trying to give...
Wait, who are the actors one more time?
Some of the actors, I did not mention the biggest name in the film, but some of the actors are Sally Field, Pierce Brosnan, and Harvey Fierstein. 1993.
Was
there supposed to be an adaptation of this that
yes.
got cut short by...
Oh man, it was! I didn't think it at first. This is
Yeah.
Is this Mrs. Doubtfire?
It is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Exciting. It has been forever since I've seen that in full.
Same. Yeah, I know. I was considering rewatching it because I didn't know how many hints that I'd need to drop, so I just pulled up the Wikipedia instead.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for
I forgot that Pierce Brosnan was the love interest.
Yeah.
Well, Ian, thank you for that suggestion, and thank you for being on. Do you have anything you want to plug or anything?
I make stuff. Mostly videos and music. Check me out on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, all that jazz. And I have a YouTube channel as well where I've been posting videos here and there when they're finished. Mostly music or dance-related stuff, but sometimes nonsense. I did do a mashup of Radioactive by Imagine Dragons and Mamma Mia by ABBA.
Good.
Yeah, so check that out if you've nothing better to do. And again, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming.
And,
Yeah.
of course, as always, you can follow us on our social medias at No Highway Pod on both Twitter and Facebook. Be sure to leave a review on your podcast provider of choice. I think iTunes is the only one that lets you do reviews. But if you're listening to it on something else, then share us with your friends. Help us grow.
Who knows? Maybe by the time you're listening to this, there will be a way to review it on the other apps. Spotify will have caught up with Apple Podcasts.
That'd be nice. Thank you to those who have reviewed us and given us 5 stars, even if you're upset that we didn't like Kangaroo Jack as much as you do. It's a real thing we got. And a huge special thanks to Ian Corn on the Cob Weber for composing our new theme music. And for No Highway Option, I've been Connor.
And I've been Luke.
I've been Ian.
And as always, these have been our opinions. So if you didn't like them, that's too bad, because it's our way. No highway
option.
Might work.
Might work, actually. Yeah.
Say that every time.
Shifting.
It always changes over